from YouTube only. This is a complete YouTube live.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Alok Halder, sir. Alok, sir, good evening.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
you're audible.
Okay.
Good evening to
Okay.
all of us. Good
Okay,
evening.
good. Okay. So before we proceed, I will request our HOD, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, sir. You will just give the welcome address for the speaker and today's participants. So now over to you, sir. You give the welcome address.
Yeah, thank you, Amit, sir. So, at the outset, good evening to the our participant, those who have joined through the YouTube live, and good evening to all the faculty present here, and good evening to the Alok Halder sir and the Sunit Chaudhuri sir. Because in the previous webinar, I have missed the webinar, but in this webinar, I can see that the topic is a very good one. DevOps training by the CSE department. So, as Sunit sir said that they already given the some knowledge in the previous webinar. In this webinar, he's also going for the some other topic. I hope that the whatever the participant join through the YouTube live, they can get the knowledge because webinar is just a platform which provide the seed knowledge in the mind of the person, and then the person will be try to develop make this seed as a big tree there. This is my personal belief, and whenever the knowledge will be there, so we can take from any person, any platform, and any location there. And I hope that this webinar will be the successful as the previous webinar. Best of luck from my side, and I hope that the student get knowledge and they can enlighten their career in future. So, Mr. This one from my side, and once more time, I welcome all the expert, and I hope that they will make the webinar wonderful. Mr. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your nice work. And today's speakers are Mr. Alok Halder, Senior Corporate Trainer from TCS, and Mr. Sunit Chaudhuri, CEO from TCS Global. Mr. Alok Halder is a specialist as corporate trainer in Java full stack, AWS, DevOps, Docker. He has strong experience in full stack Java developer and he has the experience in cloud technology, CRM cloud, Salesforce CRM. Also has experience in Python, Django. He has 15 plus years of experience in training role of combination of software development and corporate trainer. He has conducted many projects. He has executed multiple international training assignments for USA, Singapore, Malaysia, China, and also he has the experience on providing mentoring, coaching, and other personal development. He has experience with LMS, course development, software. So welcome, Mr. Alok Halder, sir. And also another speaker is Sunit Chaudhuri. He is the CEO of PCS Global. He has over 20 years of experience in computer hardware, networking, software, business development, and over 15 years in human resource recruitment process staffing end-to-end solution. He is experienced in managing operations in large business area, formulating and implementing strategies, developing new markets and business excellence. He has uh, different areas of expert experience. He has in human resource, recruitment, staffing, and end-to-end solution for hiring related issues, computer, hardware, and software. Welcome, Sunit Chaudhuri, sir. Now I am handing the session to Sunit Chaudhuri, sir. Sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who are present in this platform, in this Google Meet. And I particularly thanks to all the students who are present live in YouTube watching us. And let's make this show a beautiful show. Our aim is that once the training and everything, the session is over, this will be a landmark for your future, and you will remember this day that yes, this really changed my life. Right, that is my objective of today's. That's why I've changed the concept, because last time what I have done, I have come across to you people with the introduction of PCS Global, that what PCS Global is all about, what we do, and you are all aware. At this moment, good branding is also going on for PCS Global. So PCS Global is having a brand name at this moment, and hopefully our we have a plan to expand across pan India. And there is a very good news that I would like to share, that last month, with the initiative of the PCS Global internal team, we have started our Bangalore office also. So Bangalore office is functioning at this moment along with the Sector 5 office, and we have another office at Cosba right there in Kolkata. So three operational area, and moreover, more than 1,300 associates are working at this moment. Okay, from home, the development people. So PCS Global is going to a new sky. But since PCS Global at this moment, to be very honest, we still consider ourselves as a mid-sized organization. But if you search, you will see that MNC level we are about to reach. Okay, and people from our organization, when I'm rather delighted to express you this fact. And if you see the statistics, hiring in MNC is maximum from PCS Global at this moment. Let it be in Capgemini, let it be in IBM, let it be in TCS. So that kind of quality product we have, that students we have. So at this moment, last time I came up with the roadmap, that the roadmap what you should follow so that you can survive in the market, because the roadmap that AICET has given to you for passing the engineering course or the other courses that you are doing, right, is not sufficient, to be very honest, to get a job at the market immediately, because campus drive was not there, but now campus drive has started once again. That is why important thing. And just think of only one thing, that if before the campus drive I'm well trained, okay, say for instance, I know Angular JS, okay, I know React JS. So at the time of the interview, you all will feel that how much preference you are getting. And if you have worked in a live project, the way our honorable HOD sir has told, that if we can train the people before the campus, so in that case, what will happen? You people will get a preference, because a person with a simple BTech degree and a person with a internship certificate of, say, of React JS or of DevOps will get much more preference in the job field, right? Amit, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, very good. So in that case, the roadmap I have already shared, and people are well aware that at this moment there is a huge demand for full stack developer. Let it be in the Java competency, let it be in the data science competency. And in data science, coming to data science, AI has come up like anything. You people are well aware of it. And I think that after 5 years, even the coffee or tea that we are taking in the office will be served by the machine only. Okay, the robot will come and will give it to us. Basically, human intelligence is being taken over by the complete artificial intelligence. That is the machine intelligence. For instance, in e-commerce market at this moment, you are seeing, you are buying products, okay, and after that, if something goes wrong with the product, what is happening? You people are chatting. Actually, basically, believe me, there is no one to chat with you. It is the machine which is chatting with you. That is a software which is known as chatbot, right? So I have worked closely with EY, Anand Yast. Okay, regarding this, I was a advisor there along with a data scientist. I must take his name because he is a legendary person in this field. Is Nilanjan Tripathi. So the roadmap was designed over the phone, and we used to work day and night on that. And they have completely successfully implemented their HR process through AI technology. So what is happening that even the screening of the profile is being done by the machine at this moment. That is AI. And now coming to the other skills, if we go ahead with the Angular one, or if we go ahead with React, see in US, all the Android apps and all these things are at this moment, they are doing the mobile apps and all, they're doing in React because React is 25 times faster. And the most important part in React is that the security level is very high and it is very easy to handle also. Okay. So in that case, a burning sensation which has come down to PCS Global, which has been really taken care by our mentor, Mr. Alok Halder, and I'm really grateful to him that he is sparing the time with me because he is so overwhelmed. If he is in such a position that giving corporate training to TCS, he's totally overwhelmed, but just to help me, to guide me, and he loves me personally. That's why sometimes he comes as a mentor and do a little bit of mentorship for PCS Global Private Limited. And today, as discussed with Amit, I requested him and he has agreed to give a session on DevOps. So I will request our Honorable Alok sir to come forward and to carry on the show.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you and good evening to all of you, and good evening and all sir and madams in the GIS group. And actually, I am really fortunate. I connected with the GIS group 2013 onwards, and I have visited many engineering colleges of GIS group and able to interact with the many students in previously actually. And yes, today I heard actually it is a good opportunity for organization also to get connected with you. And I hope all of you have seen in while you have watched a YouTube video, many cases you have noticed it is a some promotional videos and actually related to DevOps. And currently, DevOps is a buzzword, and everybody here and also other countries like USA actually recently I am providing a training, and that training is a quite in end part. And surprised to say who are in non-technical area, especially the completely non-technical financial area or others area, and they are moving to DevOps actually. And it is since because it is not required coding skills also, but it is a like Java, Python, and actually it is a not programming skills much more not required. Definitely, it is a required some Linux knowledge and some tools. Majorly here is a lots of tools. So DevOps is not completely new. Even 20 years before, DevOps was in the actually, but that term not implemented and it was not come to the industry. And gradually it has been last few years, 5, 7 years, it is a more and more popular DevOps. And nowadays it is a on the bright career for students also. Manybody have actually they have some weakness in coding, even it is a good career for them. And but it is a nowadays it is a compulsory for developers also. They should have some DevOps knowledge also, and especially who are the students, they are going to get job in DevOps IT industry. If they have some components of the DevOps, they know it will be created advantages also. And even also in our academic curriculum, as per my knowledge, some program actually in academic UGC academic courses, some courses are coming as a DevOps course also. So that is the some DevOps specialization course are coming, okay, already implemented. So before going to start today's session, and let me introduce myself also, some introduction of me. Let me share my desktop, and if it is visible, please confirm. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, yes, sir, it is visible.
It's visible. Okay, let me show. Okay. So this is me, myself, Alok Halder, and everybody actually called me as Alok. And my academics is I have done mathematics honors from Calcutta University in the year of 2001. After that, I have done MCA from BIT Mester, and after BIT Mester, and I have started my professional career in 2005. Yes, initially, actually, I have not got job in college campus, and initially there is a struggle. Initial 1 year, I searched for job and started career with lots of hardship, and within a year, I joined in IBM Kolkata office 2006. But actually, that phase actually teaches me a lesson, and then I started actually if within a 1 year working experience, if I get an opportunity, even I have not got placed in college campus due to some percentage problem. I do not have 60%. So, but it helps me to get job in MNC within a year. And actually, first month salary from IBM, I purchased a new computer and started to train in my parallel every weekends. It started in 2006, and actually to train many engineering students, and it is 2020. There is a no stop, and I can remember actually entire so long years, and every weekend also beyond my professions I try to help students, engineering students, to guide them, help them, as well as so that they can also build a good career also. Even disciples are always they becomes more better than their gurus. Actually, it is a common tradition. So that is my experience. And beyond it, normal professions, and I have actually closely, I love with some spiritual organizations, as Art of Living organization. It is a very actually I am a very close devotee of this organization. And as a training, actually I have started work as a developer, and up to 2012 I was a hardcore software delivery and project development. And gradually I shifted to more, I also discovered my more interest and more strength to deliver session and manage also students and freshers. And actually I am not a student teacher or in a engineering colleges, though I have a that aspiration. My father was a teacher, and from childhood I have an aspiration to be a teacher. But I am a trainer and teacher in industry, and here is opportunity, continuous learning and continuous sharing knowledge to others. And I am currently working as a horizontal resource. I plays a role as a consultant to many accounts and many projects inside my organization to upskillment of the existing associates. And previous last 2-3 years, I have who are the students from all of your engineering colleges and JIS or all other engineering colleges, and every resource joined in TCS Kolkata. And I, as the persons, as it taken the entire code responsibility to organize their ILP training, and that is called experience program, and train them, guide them, and finally let them actually in a resource management that is called RMG group in our organization. That was my code responsibility. Okay, so it is that is the background of me, and let's start with our today's agenda as a DevOps. So all of you are ready? Please respond. Everybody is ready to start with a new journey, DevOps.
Sir, actually, participants have joined the YouTube live. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So from departments, few faculties have joined. Okay, so
Okay,
participants have joined through YouTube live.
Okay. That's good.
So so just after at the end of this session, this means after the presentation is over, so there will be one question answer session. Okay.
Yes,
so
yes, keep it.
Participant will put questions in the chat box, and that will be placed over here.
Okay. So definitely I want to answer to all questions. Okay, all okay. So that even it takes some additional time, do not stop it. Okay, and so that everybody got their answer also. Okay, so let's start. Okay, please confirm whether my DevOps PPT is visible to you or not.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Is visible? Okay. So yes, and this icon is a really, it has a meaning. Okay, this is a DevOps introduction session. Okay.
Sir, just a minute. So if you just move the icon that was stop sharing option is there. There is a slide window. So if you move it in left side or right side, then it will be beaten. Yes, yes. Now it's
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. So it is a DevOps, actually, it is a two word. One is a development and another is operations. And you have noticed in my PPT, there is a so many tools, okay, and their icons are there. Okay, so we are going to depth about what it is, like the Kubernetes, Bamboo, and Shape, it is a Ansible, and there is some icons are there. Let's go inside it. So this is our agenda to start. DevOps, really, it is a new journey, and many of you already here, already accustomed with programming language like Java, Python, okay, and PHP and .NET. Many programming language already you are familiar, and though you are an academician also, and also students, they are also doing lots of projects in different semester breaks and during semester also, but they are already familiar. But even already knowingly or unknowingly, you are also working with some DevOps tools also. It is not new, but some additional information here and how both are working here. The next agenda is introduction to DevOps. How did DevOps originated? It is not new. Even 20 years before, okay, and 10 years before, it was exist, but this concept was not generated that time. Understanding of the primary phases of the DevOps life cycle. This is we are calling the DevOps, and what is the purpose? It we need to know the entire steps, the DevOps principles, and why DevOps is needed. That we should know what is the reason, what is the need of time. And traditional IT already development, software development. It is a India is a superpower in IT and software development, and so it is a running long years. But what is the new? What is the new changes happen in traditional IT and DevOps? DevOps life cycle, how DevOps works, and DevOps tools, and we need to familiar. We need to today definitely. It takes time to master in every tools. It is not required to be master. Even nobody knows all tools also, okay, in which comes under banner of the DevOps. But gradually, according to your experience, according to knowledge, and it definitely initially 3-4 tools. If you become expert and if you start to gather knowledge from YouTube videos, and so many top videos are available, it definitely it can helps also everybody. It will help to teachers, students, okay, both. The roles and responsibility, and who are called as a DevOps engineer. And today, every big in MNC company, they are recruiting so many freshers, so many engineers also. It is not like that everybody's are okay. Everybody's are also different parts, and where is their strength. And if you today know this about DevOps, even you, it can help you. You can also position yourself which area will be better for you. Okay, so in our engineering courses, and actually even I was a student of MC, in there is a one semester subject as a software engineering. In software engineering, the core part was the software development life cycle, SDLC process. The SDLC process is used, it is running in lots long time, and it is a SDLC process. Whenever we develop a software, and it's execute throughout different phases, and that phases is called SD software development life cycles, and it is the acronym SD software development life cycle. It is also called software development process. The SDLC framework defines task performed at each step forward development process. So one step, one phase is a input of next phase. One phase is a next input of next phase. So come to the graphical format. So first, before going to develop a software, we do planning. okay, we do define, actually we need to define the things, what we are going to do. We do some documentation. After that, actually, if it is a big software, we call a wireframe. What is a wireframe? It is a replica before going to a big building, and actually it is a big building. Actually, you have seen, if we go to any is a Victoria Monument or any things, actually big building, and actually you will be noticing there is a replica. So first, it is in Java software development, it's called wireframe. In software development, we create a wireframe. Wireframe, it is a not real, but it is a close to real, and all pages, if you click to next, and you will be able to understand, and you will be able to visualize the what is going to develop and what is a user interface. At least it is a wireframe develop, it is design develop first, and there are lots of design softwares also. Okay, you all of you are already, while you have worked with the C program and C++, you have to draw a flowchart diagram before doing a program, actually coding. Our teacher advice you draw a flowchart diagram. So if your flowchart is clear, then you can convert that flowchart to in a coding. And in nowadays, in modern days, all technologies are object-oriented programming, and where exact flowchart does not fit. So which fits? It's called UML. It is a object-oriented programming. It creates a UML, unified modeling language, and which create a class diagram. Okay, class diagram, use case diagram, sequence diagram. Every steps is called as a sequence, one after one. It is called sequence diagram. So these kind of, okay, design tools used to develop a software. Finally, it comes to the developers. It comes to programmer. Who are programmer? Java programmer, Python programmer, PHP programmer. They do coding. That means they are building the software. Then actually it goes to the quality assurance team, and there are lots of, okay, key importance because of quality assurance. And quality assurance also, it check the manual testing, and nowadays manual testing as well as a parallel skill automation testing. It is a era of automation, so testing can be do automated also. After that, if all steps passed, it moves to, it's called production environment. It is a deployment, and then it comes to the user, okay, common user and target customer uses. This is the cycle of a software development life cycle. I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, so software development life cycle, and it is a called SDLC model. SDLC model, and it's a two. One is the waterfall model, and nowadays, actually, you may be aware, you may be heard, and if it is a new, it is a, you be familiar with this term, agile methodologies. And nowadays industry has been moved to agile methodologies. Even all big MNC and MNC like TCS, even Infosys, every companies, they are actually, if anybody join to company, everybody have to be agile certified. It is a mandatory for everybody. Okay, top to bottom. Okay, all professionals, all associates and developers, programmer, they have to be agile certified. Okay, so waterfall model, it is a old model, and gradually it has been replaced for majorly agile methodologies. So I hope now you are curious to know what it is. Even waterfall model already you have in your academic semester in software engineering paper, and but what is agile methodologies? And it is a very big thing, but we want to do a discussion, a small topics, and what it is agile methodologies. Okay, so before that, actually we are going to, this is the waterfall model. Waterfall model, it is a, because it is a step by steps. Okay, so one requirements is a input of design phase. Design phase is a output. Actually, it comes to development, it comes to testing, deployment, and maintenance. This is the, it is a step by step, and it is a waterfall model approach was the first software development lifecycle model, and it has been used enter the world and to build the project and IT industry software development. Okay, in waterfall model, typically the outcome of one phase is taken as an input for the next phase. If one phase does not build, the next phase cannot be built up. So every phases are dependent upon previous phases. Okay, so there are so many disadvantages, but we can mark 3 at least disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of the waterfall model? And waterfall model, major disadvantage: no working software produced until late during the life cycle. That means until the entire rotate to the entire life cycle, it is exact software does not produce. The high amount of risk and uncertainty, because actually what happened, I want to share one experience with all of you. I was engaged actually in this IBM. It was in 2006, and it was a project name was the ABNet. It was a $2 billion projects at that time. Okay, in 2006, and actually 1.6 years after development, actually that project is some portion has been got scrapped. Earlier in IT industry, a term was more popular is that project has been scrapped. Sometimes we ask our friends, okay, what is your project? Okay, sometimes here that project has been scrapped. A portion of project every year in IT industry got called as a scrap. Actually, but nowadays it is in current time, nobody here the term called project has been scrapped because of agile methodologies. Earlier, what happened? Even a project has been developed in 2 years. Within 2 years, actually, what customer thought, entire requirement has been got changed. Even they have decided it is not worthwhile to invest for that project. But nowadays, it does not happen. So high amount of risk and uncertainty, not a good model for complex and object. Many cases, our visualization cannot be clear because it depends upon if we go to the next step, then your more visualization, more concept, more ideas can generated. So visualization not got clear. In that case, waterfall model also not good. Not suitable for project where requirements are moderate to high risk of changing. So risk and uncertainty is high with this process model. So it is difficult to measure progress within stages. Okay, it is until unless entire things will be not complete, it cannot measure. Okay, so last integration is done is Big Bang at the very end. Finally, until unless it's going to the complete the project, so it cannot come to the customer usage. So it is if customer have to wait and organization have to wait longer time when software development goes complete. So this was the drawbacks of waterfall model. Now it comes to agile model. In agile model, to overcome the challenges faced in the waterfall model, we came up with the agile methodologies. The agile methodologies, here: design, coding, test, debugging, release, deployment, priority, request, and everything happens in every day. Everything's happening every day. Okay, agile methods believes in creating shortest development cycle, and shorter development life cycles are achieved by not releasing all features at once by following an incremental model of deployment. Today, I hope you may be here or may not be here the term called microservice. The what is earlier, it was not in industry. Microservice. Think about if it was Amazon, all of you have used Amazon site or Flipkart. In Amazon site, if that payment portion is stopped, not working, then entire site will be not stopped in today's time. If Amazon portal has a multiple modules, but this time you will be never noticed even one module got impacted. It has some backup also, okay, but not all module cannot be stopped at the same time because of the all modules are a individual, though it represents a single application to you, but in behind the screen it is a small microservices. Even it is a term called lambda. Every very smallest application services is called in lambda function in AWS. So all services are individually, okay, it is not dependent to each other. Okay, and here actually the reason, even it will be entire application will be not get impacted. That is the microservice concept. To implement it, microservice cannot implement if there is a no DevOps concept. Okay, if we do not implement the DevOps, we cannot implement the microservice actually in real life. Okay, so Agile model, what is the advantage? The Agile model, first is the customer satisfaction. Less planning required. Requirements, okay, there is some mistakes. Okay, so requirements can be measured every day, and functionality can be created and tested quickly. And it is an entire process in nowadays automated. So a moment actually developers will be checking the code in a version control tool, and within few seconds that application will be got deployed in the server. In between entire pipeline, it term will be come to in later called pipeline. Entire pipeline has been built up. Okay, so that is the advantage, and that is the beauty of the DevOps. And we'll be go more inside, and I hope all of you are feeling some interest to, and curious to go next level. Okay, so what was the problem? Problem actually is in even Agile model, where Agile till it is not waterfall model completely stopped, but not suitable for some project where is that one phase is dependent to each previous phase. If it is a dependency to each every phase, in that case, Agile methodology is not suitable. Knowledge transfer, it is a big problem. Knowledge Agile methodologies, waterfall model, even since we have working in the industry long time, we have seen a project documentation. It is a documentation was the biggest priority, and also in MNC company, and documentation and waterfall model, it maintains too much documentation. But Agile methodology, since it is very fast development and less documentation, but that is a problem for knowledge transfer to colleagues. And if a person change in IT industry, and all of you here, actually all of you every day, in how much attrition rate in an IT company, people are moving company to companies in a very frequent rate. So that is our problem. Success of the project depends heavily on the customer interaction also. Okay, so next come to introduction to, actually so far what we have discussed, that is we have prepared a ground, and now we are actual journey start now. So why DevOps? And next question comes, what is DevOps? Understanding their DevOps life cycle, DevOps principle, DevOps needed, and okay, ingredients of the DevOps. Okay, so there are all lots of beautiful okay logo and image has been used, and it also self-explanatory to all of you. Okay, so first things is a software development company. Although software company software quality was improved, actually why quality has been improved, I want to tell the story. Since myself is a I have started learning Java in my academic time 2004, and when I come to industry it is a 2005. And even that time the programming language in Java full stack area, it is a EJB technology used, and there is a lots of complexity was there. Gradually it's replaced by Spring technology. Now technology is it's converted to Spring Boot microservice technology, and even using hardly 10 to 12 line code, 10 to 12 line code written, you can't build a CRUD application. That means a insert, update, delete, all functions will be there. A complete application you can develop. As a developer, you need to write 10, 12 lines. It is practically possible. But it was our older days, it was not possible. But what has happened in every programming language, Java technology, Python, or every technology, lots of new features. Even if you have Java knowledge, you may have heard about the Lambda function. It is the most revolutionary changes happen in Java technologies. It is a Java 8 features onwards. Lambda function. What Lambda has does? Java is a older technology also, because this Lambda function, it makes lots of code reduction. If you use the Lambda function, actually your coding will be less. And even program has been lots of changes happen in Java 8, 11 features, and it coding has been reduced. Even writing less amount of coding, and actually by developers, actually more faster development possible. That is the reason here decision. Although software quality was improved, we still had a lack of efficiency among development team. A typical software development team consists of developers and operation employees. Let us understand their job role. Even you can think, even as a small companies like PCS Global, where Mr. Sunit Chaudhuri is leading, even they thought actually the moment pandemic start, many IT companies at the beginning few weeks thought how we will run company in the virtual environment. Before lockdown, everybody comes to office, developers, trainees, everybody comes to physically, and they interact with each other. But it was some big companies like IBM, they are already long years back, they are familiar with the virtual and remote work concept. But except IBM, since I have worked for IBM 3+ years in IBM, except IBM, companies like CTS, TCS, Infosys, these are the companies they do not believe actually too many remote work. These companies does not believe it. They believe you have to work in office, come to office. But then the moment virtual process, distributed process started, everybody got panicked. And because nobody knows even who is the other persons, only virtual presence and virtual name, not physically any interaction. But what it is, in IT company, two kind of primary persons. One is the developers who write the code. Another is the persons who maintain the code, who actually does all operations job. So that is it's two combination. It becomes the software development and a software project development. Next, what is his job? First comes to developer jobs. Okay, as a developer's job, initially I was also junior developer, and actually our task is every day to write functions and actually for our roles to deliver the code. End of the day, deliver the code. It goes to some other operation guys, and earlier days they are actually called build manager. It's called build manager. Even who becomes the build manager in a project, they must have to be very intelligent guy, and their salary is very high. Their task is very stringent, and their IQ levels need to be very good, because otherwise they will be not able to manage. But it was their high paid person and expense for the company. And nowadays, even since the automation has been done, it is not required. A ordinary person can do extraordinary tasks. A ordinary person can do extraordinary tasks as a DevOps engineer because of the help of tools. So operation team's job to test the code, provide feedback to the developers in case of any bug generation done. If all goes well, operation team upload that code to the build server. And here I want to share, there are three kind of server, just you can note down or be familiar. When we developer do coding, and first it goes to the server, it's called dev server. It goes to dev server, development server. Then after development, code has been moved to a quality assurance team. Quality assurance team who does checking and whether it meets the customer requirement or not, and customer compliance or not. If it is a pass, it is called staging server. In staging server, everything okay, then it moves to a production server, and finally production server, customer, they also some test, and then they also ship to actual production server where actually software runs. So development server, staging server, and production server. So operation guys, they maintain this area. Next. Okay, so developer, what does the developer used to run the code in his system and then forward to its operations team. Operation team tried to run the code on their system, and sometimes it is a very frequent scenario. Everything we are developer working in our Windows system, but throughout the world, across the world, production team, development server, staging server, and production server, it is not Windows. Majorly it's run in Solaris server, Linux server, and at different OS which developer is working in Windows. So it creates, though we call is a platform independent programming language, like Java is a platform independent. Okay, so it does not depend upon the platform. So it moves the binary, and based upon the next OS, it converts it. But till it creates a lots of problem when software shift to one system to another system. Lots of issue has been raised. So what happened? It goes to developer, the code developer. Okay, then when problems start, then fighting start. The developer tells that code is done fine in developer system, but so it is not a developer fault. The operation team mark this code as a faulty and used to forward this feedback to the customer, so the feedback to the developer. So problems start, a fighting start. So developers and operation, they becomes enemy to each other. Even actually they do not sit each other, okay, in nearby, because they are actually, they find the faults with each other. So this leads to a lot of back and forth between developers and operation teams, and it's a started blame game to each other, because when actual software does not work, definitely organization top, project manager, operation head, pressures come to the operations guys shift to that pressure to developer reverse back to the operations team. So it is a lots of chaos started. So what is the solution? Okay, I hope now at this point all of you curious to know the solution. The problem was solved by DevOps. Okay, so problem was solved by DevOps. So if you notice this circle, two end, left end and right end. Okay, left end actually is a code, plan, test, build, and right side deploy, operations, monitor, release. So it is a left side is the developers, right side is doing by operation guys. So this problem solved by DevOps. So next comes to what is DevOps. So DevOps is a really, it is a buzzword. Even if you lots of YouTube video, while you watch the YouTube video, you will be notice there is lots of promotion on video. Okay, so market of DevOps. Even if you are using Instagram, sometime you will be get lots of notification about the DevOps. Okay, and entire world, lots of trainings related things is happening DevOps. And today's time, actually, who are students also in engineering colleges, when they will come out from the college, definitely they have some programming knowledge. It's good. And beyond it, actually already students are started also, they have started learning some DevOps tools also. It is knowingly or unknowingly. Why I'm telling it unknowingly, even many of the students nowadays, they are all familiar with the GitHub. The GitHub is the first tools it's come to in DevOps also. So let's start. The DevOps is a software development methodology which improves the collaboration between developers and operation teams using various automation tools. And this is the era of automation. So even actually you will be surprised to know, if you anytime watch the how Selenium works, entire things, you will, as like as a human, it will move to, it will be give user ID, password, and it will go to the link after link, and finally it will generate the reports. Entire things, you will be feel that as someone human beings is moving to the your software. But this script can be done possible by using Selenium tool. It is an automation testing tool. So these automation tools are implemented using various stages which are part of the DevOps lifecycle. The word DevOps is a combination of two words, development and operations. DevOps helps to increase an organization speed to deliver an applications and services. It allows organization to serve their customers better and compete more strongly in the market. So it is a, there is a no fight. It's a helping each other, developers and testers and IT operations. And finally, with both support, DevOps technology has been emerged. Okay, so understanding of primary phases of, now you are familiar with the DevOps. So what is the phases of life cycle. The life cycle is first is the development. Definitely, a project, to build a project have to build the development. So in this development, DevOps stage, the development of software takes place consistently. And in this phase, the entire development process is separated into small development cycle. Earlier, like actually we cannot develop entire things in a single software. If some problem happens, entire software goes down, and you have to take the time from your customer. These 2 days software will be down for maintenance. It is nowadays it does not happen. This benefits DevOps team, speed up software development and delivery process. Then comes testing and QA team. They have a bigger role, and QA team use tools like Selenium to identify and fix bugs in the new piece of code. And enter things is automated. Even it will be automatically your mail will move to your mailbox whenever a bugs will generate. I will show you and how it is a bugs are reported in my mailbox automatically while testing is happening. So integration. In this stage, new functionality is integrated with the prevailing code and testing takes place. Deployment. In this phase, the deployment process takes place continuously. It is performed in such a manner that any changes made anytime in the code should not affect function of high traffic website. Monitoring. Yes, deployment, then monitoring is a big part. In this phase, operation team will take care of inappropriate system behavior or bugs which are found in production. So what is the key phase? Development, yes, it has been done by developer. Testing, it has been done by QA team. Integration, yes, it has been integration. Integration, it will be some key person who plays the role as integration, but majorly we will use the starting DevOps tool here for integration. And deployment happen into the server. It is a dev server, staging server, and production server. And finally, when things is running, but need to monitor but it is practically those days gone. Earlier, actually a 3 shift. Okay, some physical person need to be present in server room. Okay, 3 shift into 24 hours. But nowadays it's not required. Your tools are enough mature to give you alert. Even before going to create a problem, it can give the hints, it can alert message to the automatically, and automatically it helps to prior precautions and initiative to avoid any disaster also. So what is the principle? There is a 6 principle which are essential in adopting DevOps. One is the customer centric. In DevOps technology, it's very customer centric. It is very close to customer, and customer is a part of the developments also. And end-to-end responsibility, and it is an entire combined package. Continuous improvement, automate everything, work as one team. Even one individual person is a team. Okay, and nowadays you may be here, it's called full stack developer. And even full stack developer, earlier it does not require, they only know the Java, it's okay. But nowadays, if it is you may have noticed, a developer should have some cloud knowledge, and that means it should have some DevOps knowledge also. It is industry is expecting it. Okay, not a single, when engineers come out from engineering college, they should have only Java program, not like that. They should know some other knowledge also. Okay, so why DevOps is needed? Why DevOps is needed? Before DevOps, the development and operation team work in complete isolation, and they are enemy to each other. But now, and earlier manual code deployment leads to human errors in production. Earlier, all deployment happened through a manual. It needs a senior person's build manager. That role is called in our industry build manager. Okay, so other important reason, now it is a reason of using DevOps, predictability. In DevOps offers significantly lower failure and new release because it is we can predict it. Reproducibility, version everything so that earlier version can be restored anytime. And it is versioning is not new. But what is the revolutionary changes happen? Even when I worked for IBM in 2006, we used the tools like ClearCase tool, VS Code tools that time, but actually that tools and SVN subversion tool, even you have heard the term subversion, but the tools are version control tools. It's used in a locally, but nowadays everybody is here about the Git, Bitbucket, GitLab. All tools are today's time. It is a beyond imagination that people start working in a company sitting physically. It's not happening. A big MNC, there are lakhs associates. They are staying in home and they are working last 2 years. Even it is coming to the new job process and people will work from home and virtual remote place. So nowadays, actually, it will be completely distributed mechanism. So you need to maintain your code backup and distributedly. So maintainability is easy. Time to market, DevOps reduces the time to market up to 50% through streamlined software delivery. Cost of efficiency, because of the humans are very costly and all of it's a IT industry, developers are very costly, but DevOps offers cost efficiency in terms of software development. It saves money to organization. Then the terms comes, if everything can be done by software and tools, then where is the role of where our budding engineers will go? They will get job after a few years. It is a question comes. But yes, things is DevOps, these tools, they make your life non-human part. This entire is software development. There is some human part and some non-human part. DevOps plays the role in non-human part, not human. There is a human part. Yes, required developers, required engineers. That is the reason there is no fear that people will not get job, and even it creates more and more new job where human intelligence is required because man behind the machine who build the tools. So there is no fear that okay, there will be lack of jobs will be happen in upcoming years. It will create more and more jobs also. So let's comparison traditional versus current DevOps. Traditional less productive and DevOps it becomes more productive, and traditional IT skill centric team. Okay, entire is high skill is required, and because I told you even a build manager they should be very highly IQ. Okay, and nowadays it is not required. Okay, team is divided into specialized roles and more time invested in planning. But in DevOps, smaller and frequent release every day, even the release happens in every day few times also. So smaller and frequent releases lead to easy scheduling and less time in planning. Difficult to achieve target or goal. But in DevOps, frequent release with continuous feedback makes achieving targets easy. Okay, so far any question? I want to get some feedback. Some who are directly present, some faculties. Okay, so far are you feeling comfortable or session is moving right way?
Yes, sir. You continue.
Okay, is it okay? Everything?
Yes. Everything is okay. Participants have some questions. We have noted down.
Yes. All questions I will give answer. Okay, so please note it. Okay. So next comes to DevOps life cycle. So what is DevOps life cycle? DevOps first is the left side and right side. Notice in left side is a planning, coding, build and test. And right side is the deployment, operate and monitor. In left side, you will notice that is some tools icons are there. Git, it is a Subversion, Jira, Maven, Ant, JUnit, Selenium, okay, Apache Ant. Even some tools are long years present, like Apache Ant. This is the earlier time in 2005-6. That time only Ant is the build tool. But nowadays, Gradle and Maven is the build tool use and do not use nowadays. Even in my beginning career, actually, we have worked for Subversion many projects as a version control tool. Nowadays, it is a completely obsoleted, and Git is the tool for actually version control. Okay, Jira. Jira is a widely popular tool. Actually, nowadays, all people in a project are distributed even inside different country, different places, even across it's a globally. Someone is California, someone is Bengal, someone is Chennai and Delhi. So how entire things will be maintained? And Jira is the tool for okay to maintain entire work process. Okay, it is a highly popular tool in Jira. Right side, if you go to the deployment, many of you have already heard the term Docker, Kubernetes. These are the tools, and Kubernetes, that is a tools like Shape, Puppet, Ansible, Splunk, lots of tools. Okay, and it is not required for everybody will be master in everything. Just be familiar with the some terms. That's sufficient. In the middle, how both side being integrated on the most popular tool in industry, that is called Jenkins. I will go more depth about the Jenkins, and Jenkins is the highest popular tool, and it creates the pipeline, it's do the integration. So integration has been done by Jenkins is the tools for integration. Okay, so now you will be notice upcoming few slides, we will be use a keyword called continuous every time. A continuous term will be used every time. Actually, earlier development process becomes slow, and now it is a very fast. Even within a few minute, actually second, entire things can be built up. Even it automatically goes to the development deployment server. So it is a first things is called continuous development. Next called continuous testing, continuous development, continuous testing, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring, continuous deployment, continuous monitoring. In continuous development, planning and coding. Then comes continuous testing, need to build and test. It is by QA team. Then it goes to the okay deployment. It need to deploy, because why it is a planning here? Because we need to create some some automated script. We need to create some playbook or script we need to prepare. Then comes continuous monitoring. There is lots of tools which will help to monitor. And in the middle, it's doing integration. Okay, so it is this is the one of the most okay important actually slides. All you can take snap also and screenshot. The first things, developers. Okay, many of you are budding engineers. When you will come to IT industry, at the beginning you will be play role as a developer. So first task is a developer. Then it comes to every day, end of the day, your machine, you should not keep everything because it can crash, it can be problem. You should check in code in a version control tool. And Git, GitLab, Bitbucket, lots of okay familiar, but all are Git category. Okay, it is a distributed version control tool. Next comes continuous integration tool, and a most popular tool will be came to know more in upcoming slide. That is a Jenkins is the continuous integration tool, and then after integration, it will be automated deployment to the server. Okay, and testing server, production server, staging server. After that, it should monitor. Again, its problem automatically it will be rotate to developer. Again, developer will fix the bug. It will be check in. Again, it go to that integration. Again, it moves in a cyclic way. So what happens? In initial, there is now we are going to discuss about the all stages. The first stage is actually continuous development. What happens in continuous development? This stage involves committing code to version control, such as Git or version control tool, and maintaining the different version of the code. Tools like Ant, Maven, and Gradle for building and packaging the code into executable that can be forwarded to the QA for testing. So it is a continuous development is the first slide. Next, and it is doing by developer. Who is the key person? Who is the stakeholder? Developer. Developers is doing development. Next, it comes to continuous integration. Continuous integration, because you are sitting in one place, and your friends is sitting in Delhi, your another friends is sitting in Bengaluru, and all are working in the same project and the same. So it should be integrated also. So this stage is critical point in the whole DevOps lifecycle. It deals with integrating and different stages of DevOps lifecycle, and therefore the key automating the whole development process. It is a one of the most famous tool in IT industry. Jenkins is the most famous tool in IT industry. It is a built in Java technology and it do the real work. Next come deployment. Yes, many of you have done project also in during your academic time also. You have already heard the term, okay, jam server, tomcat server, okay, jam for PHP and tomcat for, it is a Apache Tomcat for Java development, okay, and PHP, others Python related also, other software also. So finally your application need to deployment to a server and so that it becomes live. So in this stage code is built and the environment application containerized and is pushed onto the desired server. The key process in this stage are configuration management, virtualization and containerization. So next, and nowadays where do we do deployment? It is not like that cPanel hosting. Nowadays everything going to cloud, and clouds already you are familiar. You maybe heard lots of promotional videos also in Instagram, YouTube's, AWS, Google Cloud Platform and Azure. These are the top in demand clouds, and there are many more clouds for different industry contributed for cloud platform. Next comes testing, and after dev server deployment, it automatically goes to the QA team, and they use manual testing. Till manual testing not obsolete. Even first need to do manual testing and then do the automation testing. Okay, and automation testing, and finally after testing, when it will be okay, it moves to your code to a production server. Yes. So if anything is running and it's smoothly and in autopilot mode, your entire software is running in autopilot mode, and then you need to keep watch using some tools to monitor about health, okay, before going to any problem. So this stage is continuously monitor the deployed application for bugs or crashes. It can also be set up to collect user feedback. The collected data is then sent to developers to improve the application. So continuous monitoring happened in the last phase. Okay, so far we have discussed the DevOps methodology, but this methodology, a concept, cannot be put into action without its corresponding tools. So tools is required. Without tools, we cannot implement DevOps methodologies. So let's discuss the DevOps tools with their respective life cycle stages. Okay, these are the most famous tools: Kubernetes, Jenkins, Nagios, Puppet, Git, Docker, Ansible. These are the most famous tools, and we are going to discuss which stage, which tools is required. Yes, first comes for Git. Yes, many students, actually we have noticed while they are coming to IT industry, they already during their student, okay, in academic time, they are already using Git because Git is free. So everybody, each and everybody can create account. Also, you can keep your even your college project backup, okay, so that it will be very helpful. Even in your college, actually your 3-4 friends are doing your industrial project, okay, jointly and in remotely also, so you can maintain the code in a version control tool. And Git is a distributed version control system for tracking changes in computer files, even if you yes minimum changes like a page till it has been identified, coordinating work on the close files among multiple people. It is primarily used for source code management in software development, and but it can be used to keep track of changes in any set of files. So first is the continuous development. Continuous development happen using Git tool. Okay. So next comes continuous. Okay, let me show you one flavor also here, a real flavor. So you'll be get familiar. Okay, here this is a project is running, it is a code is here, if even I do some changes, even I am doing some changes here. Okay, you just notice here, it is I'm doing some changes. If I save it, actually what will happen? Here it is a changes. So it is a Git is there. And here, if even I can check it. If I click here, it is showing what is the previous version and what is the current version. So what is the changes? It is showing your changes here. Okay, so you can it is a version control tool, and here is the behind the screen there is a Git lab is there, Git tool, and actually we can changes. Even I can, even one version can create any problem, I can go to the previous version, okay, which was working. So Git is a tool for version control tool. Okay, so Git is a distributed version control system for tracking changes in computer files and coordinate work on those files among multiple files in distributed location. It is primarily used for source code management, software development, but it can be used for track of changes. Okay, definitely version and track of changes is required to track. It is the most famous tool, topmost tool for DevOps suite. DevOps contains n number of technologies and tools, but it is the mostly famous tool. Everybody please noted it. Names is Jenkins. If you are new, you can note it Jenkins tool, and this is the logo. Jenkins, it is a Java-based tool. This tool has been developed, and majorly all tools are used in DevOps technology, either developed in Java-based tools or it has been developed in Python-based tools. And Jenkins is the most popular tools built in Java. The Jenkins is an open source automation server written in Java. Jenkins help to automate non-human part. We noticed it, non-human part of the software development process. Okay, and it makes automated with continuous integration and facilitating technical aspect of continuous delivery. And this is the part, it plays the role in place of continuous integration. Next comes to continuous deployment. The continuous, if it is then we create an image. Actually, when you are development doing in your system, it creates a clone, it creates an image, and a tool is there is called Docker, and Docker creates the Docker image. Just a minute. Okay, so next comes to continuous deployment. Here is we use the tools like Docker, and actually there is a tools also help for Ansible is a tool. It closely works with the Docker, and Puppet, Ansible and Puppet is the tool, but Ansible is the open source free tool. Puppet is the commercial tool. Next comes to another tools is called testing, and testing is it's a Selenium. It is also, this tool has been built upon using Java-based tools. It is a for automation testing tools. Earlier, even tester does not require any programming knowledge. Nowadays, automation tester need to have Java programming knowledge. Okay, so all of you are, if you have some knowledge of basic Java and Python, actually it is very useful for to work with the many tools also. Selenium is a portable software testing framework used for web application. It is an open source tool which is used for automating the test carried out on web browser. Web applications are tested using any web browsers. Next come Nagios is a tool, and earlier what happened, a big project, it becomes a single binary file. It is called WAR file, web archive file, and that goes to deploy to the server. But nowadays, our applications becomes microservice. It is a small application, small application. So it becomes lots of binary files, and actually we need to host it in our server. So if it is a n number of binary files, and every binary function, it contains a single applications, how we will be managed? There is a tools we use. The Nagios is open source tool, which is used for monitoring system and network, and also offers monitoring and adhering service for any configurable event. Okay, so it return to, okay, if you return back to first slide, this is the slide. Here we have not written technology, and this is the development, version control, continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous testing, continuous monitoring. Now, what are the tools behind it? Development, it goes to the Git tool. Git, after Git, it is going to the Jenkins tool. It is a DevOps tools. It goes to the Puppet and Ansible, and then it's done the testing tool, Selenium. After it goes to the production server. Again, there is a tool called Nagios tool. It's do monitor your entire software. Okay, so next, these are the tools. Again, this is the old slide. The left side is a planning, coding, building, testing. Right side, deploy, operate, and monitor. And finally, it does integration with a lots of tool. Beyond it, there is some infrastructure automation. Nowadays, nobody can think about the even big organization. They are not keeping any server room. It is not actually required. And everything has been moved into cloud. And most famous cloud are AWS, and also it's a GCP, configuration Ansible, GCP, and deployment automation using Jenkins. Performance management, it is a app dynamic, and log management is called Splunk, and monitoring software is called Nagios. There are lots of tools. Yes, it is not required to remember everything. So it is a last slide to all of you. So who is DevOps engineer? We have got some knowledge about the who is DevOps engineer. I want to tell all of you, even in an engineering batch, if it is a 60 students, it is not expected, and it is nobody think that all 60 students in a batch of engineering college will be equal good in the coding. Even it is not required, and God has gifted everybody, and it has sent to everybody with a different potential. And somebody are very good in coding, somebody are very good in using tools and manage the tools, and somebody likes it. Okay, somebody does not like the work with the tools, but somebody likes it and working with the tools. And even to work with the tools like AWS platform and also DevOps tools, you need some concept of basic programming. And one thing is mandatory, that is a basic Linux. Even I can remember, actually, when we was in industry beginning, we have a much more Linux knowledge. It was not required. As a Java developer, does not require Linux knowledge. But nowadays, all recent tools like Angular, React, or modern JavaScript based tools are becoming CLI, command line tool. Okay, even it is a it is a tool for version VS Code, and it is an Angular project. So we do everything of this project using terminal base. We have to write the code. We have to write the commands to run everything. And as a DevOps engineer, you should be familiar. First things, you need to know some Linux, and everybody should know basic Linux background. Okay, not too depth is required. Basic Linux commands is required. So who becomes a DevOps engineer? And all of you, even who are weak in, okay, who do not like it, okay, in too much coding, and it is a good opportunity for them also for DevOps. And DevOps engineer market are very good in current scenario. Even all developers who have a very good strong knowledge in Java, Python developers, and also they should have DevOps knowledge. And DevOps knowledge is must for all IT professionals nowadays. Okay, even managers should have some DevOps knowledge. Okay, without Jira, a manager cannot work. So DevOps for everybody. DevOps for everybody. DevOps engineer is an IT professional who works with software developers, system operators, other production IT staff to administer code release. DevOps should have hard as well as soft skills to communicate and collaborate with development, testing, operation teams. A DevOps engineer will work with development team staff to tackle the coding and scripting needed to connect elements of code like libraries or software development kits. So this is the necessary skills for DevOps engineers. And a DevOps engineer is an IT professional who works with closely. One minute. Okay. So that is a background. That is all for DevOps engineer. Even I want to share one glimpse to all of you. And even entire process is automated. Even any which software I am working, even I can get automated mails also. Okay. Whenever I am getting any some problem, even I can get mails also. Just I'm showing you for your experience. Entire process has been automated. Just a minute. Yes, I want to share you the on glimpse actually. Even while I am working, and actually my testing teams are working, even they are also sending. 1 minute, it is there, not like. Just a minute. Mm, 1 minute. Let me reshare to all of you. Okay, just I want to share actually here. Just notice while my teams are working, even these are the mails are coming from automated mail. Actually, some testing is happening, which software I am working, and that you are getting an automated mail. These are the defects. All defects are using from Jira tool, and also it is a automated mails are coming here, and it is a Jira is used for you to manage the entire things, and even for testing, if any bugs comes automatically, even a physical person present is not required. So it maintains entire continuous development, continuous integration, continuous deployment, continuous monitorship, and entire process in every phases or some automation tool has been implemented nowadays for modern software development, and it creates a job opportunity, and it creates a lots of good things, and it helps us industry to avoid lots of crisis and lots of and difficult scenario also. And it is a that is the reason DevOps learning is mandatory for all aspiring engineers and also faculties and also everybody. So that's all from my end. Now I want to go to again. If you have any question answers, okay, feel free to ask me any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Alok sir. Am I audible?
Yes. I hope I
Yes,
am able.
yes.
I tried my
Yes.
level best to share my
Yes, sir.
knowledge.
It is very informative session. So once again, thank you. Now there will be a question answer session because participants have some questions. So we have already noted the questions. Now the session will be handed to Povitro. So Povitro, you conduct the question answer session.
Yes, sir. So we have one question that how can I learn AWS and what are the prerequisites?
Okay, very good question. AWS and today's time, AWS is actually it is a students and teachers, faculty, everybody should know something about AWS. And prerequisite is to work with the AWS, you need to know something about the Linux and basics Linux command. It should it is a prerequisite, you can say. And today, even when we came to industry, even we have not our previous generation in industry, they learn lots of Linux, but when we came to industry 2005-6, that period, even we do not require the fill necessity of the Linux. Nowadays, Linux is the basic criteria. And next, in AWS, all cloud platform, AWS, GCP, it has some free. Actually, you can, without any hassle free, you can use 1 year, and even uh, many years also I am using in the AWS. Okay, some paid accounts differently, but some for learning purpose you can use freely. And AWS prerequisite, it is a not much more. Some basic concept like it should have a AWS, how you can manage the server and entire deployment. First things you can learn basic deployment, what you can do in similar like in your local machine after development any Java software or PHP software or Python based software. And in AWS, you can get a console, and you can get a console and enter some setups you can do, and easily you can. But AWS is very vast, not required at the beginning day you need to know everything, but at least few part you can learn step by step. Even if it is required, if it is a demand, I one day I can take some real session to all of you, and a real project actually how it is running in inside AWS. I will be try to demonstrate.
Yes, sir. We'll move to our next question. Uh, how much time I should invest to get DevOps engineering?
Yes, DevOps, it's like a ocean. Okay, nobody. Okay, there is no end, and nobody is expert. Even myself also, or any person who are working 7-8 years, even they can't say they are expert. Yes, DevOps. If you are a entry level, you are a student, you are just a freshers. Okay, you are going to join in industry. First, you learn at least 2 things minimum. One is a Git. At least be familiar with the Git, and there are lots of some very easy to use and Git tool. Second, at least you should familiar with the Jenkins tool. Git and Jenkins, be familiar. And when you will be familiar, next level is a Docker. Okay, so these tools are key and actual base of the DevOps journey. So it is at least first start with the Git, then be familiar with the in Jenkins. Even you can use Jenkins using your mesh system, personal system in Windows. It works very fine, and you can whenever you are little bit comfortable, you can use AWS or GCP. Both are actually very used to. You can easily configure in Jenkins also. Okay, and then actually you if you come to IT industry, and there are so many other tools and complex tools like Kubernetes and Nagios, or all tools will be familiar gradually due to time and due to demand in the industry. But before entry in the industry, if you know Git and Jenkins, it will be really value addition to your profile also, and it is not difficult, very easy to use the tools also.
Okay, sir. Next, we'll move to our next question from our ma'am Priyanka Chakraborty.
Okay,
What
thank
are
you.
the job opportunities the student can get after learning these DevOps? Can they use it as an entrepreneur?
Okay, can last line can you repeat?
Yeah. Can they use it as an entrepreneur?
Uh, okay, so DevOps are tools based. It helps make the operation in a, suppose in an IT company, and they are working and their entire if they develop some software, and earlier many parts was the manual based, and where human support was the direct human was the most important. But nowadays DevOps it helps makes the automation. Is I can't say that it is a for entrepreneur. It is a no. It is not like that. It is not a new business concept. You are not going to new business. It makes if you have a already business, or if you started already business, your development process, software development process, make an automation. Okay, so it's a more faster development and more quality development. And today's world, without cloud, actually no company cannot work. Okay, everything is in cloud. So if your software from your local system, I am working this laptop, if I right click and check in the code, then and then it will move to my server, where server is located in either US or any Singapore or anywhere in a cloud environment. So it automation, it can help. Because actually, why engineers should learn nowadays, every company after in ILP training, even entry level, when they are coming to industry, they are being trained with the basic agile methodologies. Even industry expect, and nowadays every day it is a concept called agile method, scrum call. So scrum call, even it happens every day morning, it is a stand-up call or scrum call happen. And actually, because it is a very faster, very close process development, it is not waterfall model that weekly one call is sufficient. Every day a call, every day is a deployment automated process. And new age, actually in industry also expect students will come in industry at least Git and CI/CD pipeline and Jenkins. That is a CI/CD. CI/CD means CI and CD. I want to explain it. What is CD? CI for continuous integration, and CD. CD has a two meaning: continuous delivery and continuous deployment. I want to make it what is continuous delivery and what is continuous deployment. Suppose you book a TV and in Amazon. So Amazon first gives the delivery to your TV to your home. So that is delivery. But after delivery your TV, you cannot watch your TV because you need to call another engineers who will be set up with your actually TV connection, and it will be mounted in the wall, and then you will be able to watch the TV. So that is a deployment. So CI/CD tool, and that is the tool is a Jenkins. So if you got this knowledge, really it can help a lot for in job market. Yes, job market is a very good opportunity, and the market is really very bigger for DevOps engineer, and not only our country and foreign country also it is this market is very big, because everywhere DevOps engineer, if you search in Google, search in YouTube, and definitely you can get the idea about the market. But earlier, many people who are not good coder and they fear and they do not have any more opportunity for in the industry. Yes, that barrier has been broken, because operation tools, due to lots of DevOps tools, and it is creating lots of new jobs also in the market. I hope, madam, I am able to answer your question.
Yes, actually, ma'am, I'm joined through the YouTube link. Okay. And next question was, what salary package for beginners and experienced people, 3 year, 5 year, the IT company provides?
Okay, and salary package, I want to tell, I myself in the IT industry, it is around 16 plus, actually 16 plus in the IT industry. And actually the current market, and actually we have seen ups and downs and many times, 2008 recession, and actually in 2001 also. But when COVID started, everybody also got panicked. But nowadays the market is exceptional high, and this kind of market even I have never seen. That is a so good market. Yes, DevOps engineers salaries are 3 to 5 years. Actually, years in Indian market is a very good, and actually it depends upon cities. It depends upon but till it is a 10 plus 10. It is a 10 to 20 bracket. Even those who are experienced, 7 years, 8 years experience, and actually their salary range are 25 to 40 bracket. It is a salary. And in foreign market, who are in other countries also, even their salaries, actually many of my friends, their average salary in a month, it's 13 to 15 lakhs around salaries, their monthly salaries in Indian rupees. This is the market, and already my friends who are working in the other countries.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your informative answer. So now we move to our next round for vote of thanks. So I'm handing over the session to our associate sir, Amit sir. Sir, please.
Okay. Thank you, Povitro, for conducting the question answer session nicely. And today we are nearly at the end of the session. And here I think some faculty members, I don't know whether they're online or not. Tonati madam and Shonali Bhattacharya, two madams are there from.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So madam, Shonali madam or Tonati madam, if you have any question or anything to know, you can ask, sir, or you can also share your information, any feedback.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Shonali madam?
Actually,
Yes.
yes, sir. Actually, what I have understood throughout the session is very nice, and the students will be very much helpful. It will be very much helpful for our students. I will also request the sir, Alok sir, as well, that your other faculty members, if it is possible to come and physically and give some session for our students in our college premises, it will be very good for them. So that's all from my side.
Yes, we can share some simulation, and actually this is the concept we have discussed about the Git, Jenkins, but how entire pipeline, it is called pipeline, CI/CD pipeline. How a entire pipeline is working, and even one click in my check-in means actually I'm committing code in my from my laptop, and how it is then and then within a second it is impacting in the deployment server, and it is changing to the website also. So these things can be visualized, and that will be a rare experience for students or faculties also.
Yes, yes. That's why I was asking, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming here. Over to you, Amit, sir.
Okay, thank you, Shonali madam. And now this is the time to thank you all. So first of all, a respected principal sir, Dr. Partho Sarkar, and Register Madam Dr. Sheila Singh Ghosh. And thanks to today's speakers, Mr. Alok Halder and Mr. Sunit Chaudhuri, and my dear colleagues, students and participants who are present over here in this digital platform. And first of all, a big thank to Mr. Alok Halder, Senior Corporate Trainer from TCS, and Mr. Sunit Chaudhuri, CEO PCS Global, for their excellent, valuable, and informative speech on DevOps Training, organized by the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in association with IIPC, JIS College of Engineering. And I thank you, Mr. Taranjit Singh, AMD JIS Group, for his valuable support in this webinar. And next, I thank Dr. Partho Sarkar, Principal Sir, JIS College of Engineering, for his inspiring words and suggestions to organize this type of webinar. I also thank Dr. Sheila Singh Ghosh, Registered Madam, JIS College of Engineering, for her advice and directions to organize this webinar. I thank Dr. Dharampal Singh, HOD of CSE Department, for his effort, guidance, and coordination to organize this webinar. I thank Povitra Kumar Bhuiya, who is the student of CSE Department, who has coordinated and organized the question answer sessions, and also in charge of starting the YouTube live. So a big thank to Povitra Kumar Bhuiya. I thank other faculty members and technical assistants of CSE department for their help and support in this webinar. Finally, I thank all the participants who have joined over here and remained with us in this digital platform for a long time. So without their participation, this webinar would not be successful. So good night to all of you, and thank you all. So this is from our end. And now if Sunit sir, if you have anything to say.
No, a big word of a big word of thanks to everybody for coordinating with us, and a particular word of thanks to Mr. Alok Halder, who has devoted his time from his schedule, because he is an extremely busy person, but he spent more than 2 hours with us.
Yes, yes, yes.
I will be ever grateful to you for your contribution in the development of my organization, PCS Global Private Limited. Thank you once again. And Amit, all credit goes to you. Hats up to you. And on behalf of all the students, I must say you are doing a splendid job. Okay, you are the
Uh,
one man person who contact me all the time, and you always ping me. You are in touch with me, and HOD sir has given some proposals regarding some implementation, which I've already noted down, so that we can go there physically and we can give some trainings and all. And moreover, regarding the new technologies and all, which is must, I must say must. I am repeating the word twice, which is needed badly for the job at this moment. And you will be the happiest person if your one of your student gets a package of 10 lakh 15 lakhs package, right, after
yes.
undergoing a course of 3 months 4 months, right? So that will be a big achievement for the JIS group and for the JIS Kalani group particularly. So they can promote that see, once we have done this and we are in a position to get these kind of packages, because you are well aware of the market. If a MNC also goes to your organization, they are not going to pay you more than 3 lakhs, right? So you need to be practical oriented, you need to be updated with the technology, and you need to learn the right thing at the right time. That is the most important part, right? So the technology that is going on in the market, let us learn that, implement that, and get the best opportunity of it, right, Amit?
Yes, 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 definitely. In future also means we will remain connected with you. And alongside, so thanks also because from today's session I have learned many things because new technical terms I have been familiar with. Even the other participants who have joined over here, they have learned many things related to software engineering, related to DevOps tools. So I think in future, if already other faculty members have already mentioned, so if it is conducted offline, if at least one session in future, so for them it will be better because they will get some more knowledge because in online so many things cannot be achieved, but in offline when the session will be conducted face to face with the students, so it will be much more better. So I think in future definitely we'll be communicating with you. So so in
Yes.
future, okay. So that's from our side. So this is
Yeah,
a suggestion.
And
thank you
my
so much.
sincere, okay, my sincere thanks to Amit. Actually, really, I am happy that actually our academics, actually all teachers and madam and students, they are proactively attend this session in after it is not office hours at all. But
Yes,
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 and actually that this kind of initiative and my lifelong initiative is to help students. Even I fortunately I have visited all GIS group, many colleges, and I have engaged onboarded many students also. Many of the students they are industry happily working. Even actually just during this session I was remembering the previous incident, and when initially they have recruited to PCS Global, even I have gone to Kalani, JS Kalani, and later actually even they are in TCS. Even while we are going to canteen, even they are juniors and even they have reached to TCS also, and also I have mentored them. So lots of initiative, lots of happiness is there and story. And definitely if opportunity comes, and not only myself, I have some senior persons also here, and actually he is also executing the primary delivery for US students for DevOps. And we are as an organization, we are becoming it's a DevOps center hub, and also DevOps and Salesforce. These are the two primary things, and actually opportunities it is even who are weak student and they have a golden opportunity in Salesforce. They have a weak students, they have a golden opportunity in DevOps also. So equal opportunity. Earlier we think only coder can get a good package. No, now DevOps who have a DevOps knowledge, who have a knowledge in the tools, they can go the better best package in during campus drive also, because it will attract. If someone knows tools like the Dev Docker, even in their CV Jenkins, it automatically attracts the during their interview also. And it will be, even tools are so simple, and actually is many faculties also, even they can get and breathe, actually they can enjoy this some new concept, and it will be a normal academic subjects actually. It will be a different flavor can bring their academics also. And that is the beauty of the DevOps, and that is the, and definitely, and I have visited many engineering colleges, and definitely if time permit, and definitely I'll come physically also. I am waiting for that day. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Alok sir. Thank you, Sunit sir.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good. Okay, good night to all of you.
Good night. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Okay, good night, good
Good
night.
night,
We are
madam.
in. Okay, we are going to end this session.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.